All right, guys, let's get into this. This is the Seestern Vintage Sub 600T. Now, this video is going to be fairly short because I'm not going to really get into my thoughts or feelings on the subject of homage watches. We're just going to look at this watch so you can see it, and then you can decide if it's something you want to buy or not. So here we go. So 40 millimeter case, and then the bezel doesn't overhang the case at all, like it's right there at the edge. So 40 is true. The lug to lug is a 47.65. You can see non-drilled lugs. Pretty much brushed with this polished relief up here, and then you have a polished chamfer on the bezel. Then you have a little bit of polish on the side of the bracelet, but a lot of brushing, very little polishing, but it's nice to have that little bit of pop. Thickness, I measure this one at 13.25. Now I know they're on version 2. I'm not 100% sure if this is version 2 or version 1, because on the website it says version 2 is 13.5 millimeter, but you can't always believe the measurements given on a lot of these websites. That's why I try to give you true measurements that I measure right here, right before I do the video, and I double check them. So lug width here, 20 millimeter. This bracelet tapers down to 18. Pretty good bracelet. The pins go all the way through, so you can clean them out, no big deal. It's screw pins. See a little bit of scratching there from whoever sized it, but pretty small. You're going to want probably the 1.2 screwdriver. It's pretty small screws there, but short links. And then you have, with this clasp, again, the version 2 on the website says there's 4 micro adjusts. This one has 6. So I don't know if this is a version 1 clasp, but either way, if you got 6 or 4 with these shorter lugs, you're going to find a near perfect fit. So pretty standard. This clasp anyway is just a snap down, and then you just double push her and it has the fold over keeper there. 6.5 millimeter screw down crown. Has a little Patrick the Star from SpongeBob SquarePants on there. I think that's what that is. Could be wrong. If we zoom in on that and maybe try to focus, you'll see that the crown is a little bit different. You can see how the crown guards are integrated and how they shaped that crown. It has enough traction. It's tons of traction. It's not like the Squale 1521 where you have to like dig for it or anything. It's easy to grab. Like you just do that motion and I assure you it will unscrew. Nice little pop in this first position. You can wind it because it has the Seiko NH35 movement, which at the very, very end of the video, because I'm not very good at editing, I'm going to drop in a clip that I recorded from my time grapher, aka the watch polygraph. This thing is running at near flatline, like 0, plus minus 0, maybe 1 or 2 fast. It's running perfect. So that is amazing. Of course, now you can pop it first position. You're going to be able to change the date. Final position, stops and seconds hand, and then you can adjust the time to whatever you need it to be, or whatever it actually is. I don't know. You can make up your own time, I guess, too. Screw down that crown. Says it has 200 meter water resist. I don't know that I'm going to check it. I mean, I think you're fine swimming with it and stuff like that. It has 120 click bezel. You can see it has that sawtooth design there. So it's going to have plenty of traction, which you're going to need it on this one. At least this watch is a little bit stiff on the bezel action, but feels good, sounds good. It's just, you got to really like kind of bite down on it, and it seems to line up pretty good. You can also get this with a ceramic bezel insert. I'm more interested in that one, quite frankly, versus the steel. I don't know. From pictures and from practical use, I think I would rather have the ceramic with the sapphire just for scratch resistance versus this metal. Maybe it's just me. This one's only 190 bucks. The price point you cannot beat. 190 bucks for these. It's only $10 more for the ceramic. And then I think it's only like another 10 or 20 bucks to add a FKM rubber. Why would you not? You know, you're already saving so much money. Give yourself some more options. There's some fun colorways that aren't available in the watch that it's actually homaging. Is that a word? If not, I'm just going to make that up right now. But there was one that's kind of like a vintage yellow. It's almost like a cream dial one. And then I would do that one, I think. For me personally, I would do that colorway with the black ceramic bezel insert if I were to buy one. I don't know that I'm going to. I doubt it. I already did buy one, actually. I bought this guy, the Seestern. It's kind of like an army look, which I actually ended up just buying the Doxa new stainless steel army one, which I'll have that one hopefully soon, within a week or two, to show you. Very excited to see that one, and maybe even compare it to that, if that's something you guys are interested in seeing. But at under 200 bucks, man, this thing is just kind of a no-brainer. Like, if you want to test it, you know, to make sure like these cases and the overall look and wear, like, I'm glad, because some of the videos I watched initially from the watch that this is homaging, again, word that I maybe just made up, I wasn't really sold on it. But I got to be honest with you guys, after wearing this one, I could totally wear the more expensive model, which is like $2,000. I could see myself potentially buying that, as long as it's not too much thicker than this. I'm not 100% sure of the true thickness of the other brand, but I could definitely see getting one and adding it to the collection. So interesting way to use these particular more affordable homage brands is to test to see if you want to pony up and go all in on the big dog brand. Or if you're just satisfied with, you know, homage watches, there's nothing wrong with that too, guys. I've owned Invictas, I've owned Timex. I mean, I've owned some really, really affordable watches, and there's nothing wrong with them. They're actually quite well-built watches for the price point, especially. And the Loom, guys, the Loom is better on these than the other brand that I'm not going to drop the name of. And the date wheel's loomed. So, yeah. I got no complaints. I'd be reaching. Seriously, I'd be reaching to have a complaint. Look at the Loom. It's beautiful. I'll even show this one. Check out the Loom date wheels. That's a fun little touch. You know, will I be able to read the date at night? I don't know. My eyes aren't really adjusted to the dark, and I can pretty much read the date. So, yeah. I think it's actually a useful thing. So I would be able to tell you the date at night if you asked me. Cool. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video.